Hey everybody, tuning in from the living room with the start of a video series. It's going to be a daily thing. You're probably going to see crappy lighting like this all the time because it's kind of like the only way we can get it done. And get it done consistently is just shoot where you are, when you can, with what you think, and make it happen. So I want to report back on kind of like a year of deep experimentation into building social communities through a project called Brave Fitness, and why the project is important to me, why it's still to me the most important thing that we're working on, and kind of what we learned from a year of just trying things out. My own background is like I run a gym called the Distance Project in Freeport, Maine. I run Brave Fitness, and we have a couple other projects going on. And often people will tell you that something is not going to work, or that a certain path is going to be inevitably it's impossible, you can't do it. And I'm like, that's bullshit. You can always do 20 times more than you think you can. Often those seldomly explored paths lead to really amazing places. I'll share my own personal backstory through the video series, but I shouldn't even be here. Like, I got kicked out of school in the 8th grade and ended up on the most like circuitous, crazy path to business ownership by doing things that people said you couldn't do or shouldn't do or wouldn't work. Often they do. You got to get out and try. You got to get your hands dirty in the real and actual world and try shit. So the problem that we're trying to solve through Brave Fitness is this. We are going to see more technological change in the next decade than most people are aware of or can even comprehend. And we're going to be spending a lot more time online. And it doesn't, your opinion and my opinion on this are really kind of irrelevant, right? It's not a matter of, do I think that this is good, or I think that it's how humans should interact, or do I think that we should kind of go back to nature and unplug. It's simple data analysis, trend analysis, and watching how humans interface with technology, and watching how that is going to accelerate in the next couple of years, and working to think ahead of time of a problem that we're going to face. And the problem is this. What happens when a lot of the industries that we occupy and that we find fulfillment in are completely transcended technologically? Because that's going to happen sooner than we think. And we're looking for meaning, and we're looking for social connection, and we're looking for ways to break through isolation, and we're looking for ways to mitigate anxiety, loneliness, stress, fear, and we're spending less time in the actual world with one another for a multitude of reasons. Think about the amount of times the time you used to have to kick it with your friends in real life, and how much of that time now takes place on devices. Again, you can pontificate and say, well, it should be, it shouldn't be, but it definitely is. And as we think about the social communities that we're going to inhabit, we tend to make the mistake as people of looking at them as they are now instead of looking a little bit into the future. So if we think that we're going to be typing with emojis and uploading YouTube videos and jumping in Facebook chat rooms in 5 years, that's insane. It just ignores the rate of technological evolution. It ignores the role that virtual reality will play in our lives. It ignores how we're going to inhabit new places and new spaces on this internet that we're all really, really, really deeply a part of. So through Brave Fitness, we tried to say, could we do something different with the existing structure? The existing structure is Facebook, and it's Instagram, and it's Twitter, and it's the existing platforms, it's YouTube. Could we do something different? Because these platforms, let's take any social media platform. That platform is a data retrieval tool. That's all that it is. It is a business. I don't know what sometimes people think is happening on Facebook or other places, where we all suddenly found ourselves talking about getting a new car, or washing our dog, or going for a walk, or going for a run, and giving each other digital signs of approval to applaud that. That's the context, right, for data, and that data comes at a cost. And it comes at a price, and people pay for that data, and they sell us things back with it. Now, I'm personally completely data insensitive. I can care less. I can care less if you crack into my computer. I want things that work and that work well for me, and that's my take on the data thing. I just don't care. It seems like a pretty obvious deal. But I don't know that everybody sees that. And so they jump on social media, probably sometimes habitually, sometimes because your friends are there, sometimes because we're bored. And before you know it, we're uploading all of our thoughts, and we're uploading versions of ourselves to the online world. It's really easy to end up in this big room called Facebook or Twitter or wherever, and forget why the hell we came. Like, why are we even on social media? I don't personally care about social media at all. I can care less. I go for a run, I don't have to tell anybody. It's cool to get that feedback, right? I'm certainly not the type to say, hey, don't post your breakfast and don't post your workouts. Definitely post shit that you care about. Feedback's cool, social approval's cool, we all like that. But at the end of the day, I care about communities and tribes and relationships and connection and real connection. So through Brave Fitness, we said, could we ask better questions online? Could we go a little deeper? And I made a bunch of mistakes in how I did it. I tried to ask for kind of accountability that you just can't replicate. You cannot replicate the accountability we have in the gym in an online setting because you can't tether people to the phone. You can't tether people to the computer. As soon as they say, God, I have to be here or I'm not going to have social approval, that's such a hard place to put people in. And that's my fault, a mistake that we made through the process. So what we're working to do is balance a place that doesn't have you chained to it, but isn't just this loose tool for basic random information on the fact that you had Raisin Bran for breakfast, because we need to pioneer the next stages of social communication and interrelationship on these technical platforms that we're all spending time on in a way that means something, in a way that we actually are building relationships of substance. Because if we don't do that, I think it's going to be kind of bleak. It's going to be kind of a bleak and lonely space. And if we look at mental illness, mental health, mental well-being, isolation, anxiety trends, I think we're heading there rapidly. I think we need each other to think critically about how we're going to deal with that problem before it's any more of an epidemic than it is. So I am inspired and I'm excited to interface with anybody who's watching this video, who's part of Brave Fitness. I hope that we onboard more people to the community, and I hope we can build something really cool together. In fact, I know that we can. And it's going to take more mistakes and more getting out in the real and actual world and trying shit, and more less being scared to fail or to share our thoughts or not to be perfect or to be scrutinized or to be wrong, and more brave moves that take us into the future together. So signing off, video number 1. Thank you for watching it. Much love and peace.